Okie dokie. Hey everybody, and welcome to the first episode of My Hero Academia. Insert name here.
Jumpchain Season 2!
Jumpchain Season 2, baby! I don't know what we're gonna call this series, but we'll call it something.
Yeah.
Words.
I'm pretty sure once we get going, we'll better figure out a name.
We'll think of something, yeah, but...
New people, old murderers.
Oh god. So as you can see from the little bit here, I changed my screen a little bit because I have a new computer now, which we're going to be moving on to probably next week. But for now, you guys just have to stay with this piece of junk right here, but it should be fine. You guys actually should know it's difference. But as you can see, there is little Ronnie here. Wow. Thank you, police sirens. That's
okay. Yeah, so Ron, I'm gonna blame you for that. Because you did the air raid siren, that's why now there are sirens outside of our house. It's your fault.
Like, who turned on the sirens? It's not even 12 o'clock anymore.
Thanks, police sirens, I guess. Wow, alright. What was that?
I am so proud of myself right now.
Alright, well, this is, because I'm going to show off Ron's character because we're on here. We're going to be going through their backstories a little bit because we don't have everyone here, and I don't have everything set up for combat, so we're not going to be doing the intro exam today.
Just a note I'm going to say for everyone, there's a storm going on currently in my area, so my internet is not happy. It may cut out randomly on me, so just to let y'all know, that might happen.
Mine and Corn's internet are about the same. We don't have a storm, but it is also not happy, so.
What's an internet?
Yeah, but anyways, this is Ron's character, made by Walrus. It's lovely. Yeah, and we'll get to the other characters as we get to the other backstories. Just so you guys can get kind of backgrounds. Yeah, based off of Mega Man. Kind of get in the backstories. Alright, so... this is season 2 of Jumpchain, everybody. Welcome. We have a couple new people here. Yuki primarily, and then Muchi. Muchi has been kind of following this story of ours that we've been crafting. She's also my lovely little lady. And she's also going to be our GM, well, our side GM for the day, because she knows my hero a little bit better than I do, and she is making all the characters.
She's the side hoe.
I'm no side hoe. I'm the main hoe. What are you talking about?
Anyways.
No, Sins, you're the main hoe. She's the side hoe.
I'll put her as the main hoe any day. Anyways, so, yeah, we have a couple of people here. We have Yuki, who's our newest member. She's going to be replacing Lilith in this series because Lilith has work for the most part. And we normally would have Fire in here, but I'm not entirely sure. We might actually go back to having Lilith in here depending on what happens with Fire. Weird circumstances, but this is Jumpchain. Y'all used to it by now, I really hope. Every season we've ever done, every friggin' volume we've ever done has had extreme amounts of issues, so we'll see how this goes on. But of course I don't have my
even in other series that we are doing, it's just
everything is issues. We will fix the issues one day, ladies and gentlemen. We will fix them.
Whenever we have better setups and internet and everything, then the situations will be fixed because we'll be in the same room. We can just record it live.
We'll get there sometime. Yeah, one day we might do this live. It could be kind of interesting if we get a big enough build-up. But anyways, so as you guys can see, there's a couple of things. There's the D here. We'll get to that later. It's in Mugen Academy. We have the entrance exam, which we'll get to later. But for now, we have...
Don't worry, we'll get to the D.
Yeah, we'll figure out what Sin's D's doing here in a few.
That's not my D. That's Walrus's D.
I think that it's Walrus's D.
I mean,
yeah.
I am right, but still.
Anyways, so
you can tell that it's Walrus's D by the specific coloration and the shape.
What?
Look, I am trying to write with my right hand when I am left-handed, sir.
Fair.
I have excuses.
Exactly.
But anyway, so
double Ds.
As last season ended, I believe, Jumpchain made a deal with Walrus, and Do I have Jumpchain's picture? I believe I do. Maybe, possibly, maybe, do I? Please tell me I
It's a
do.
B.
I really hope I have her picture right here. I do! So this is the new era, this new Jumpchain picture that we have, made by my sister. It looks fabulous. But anyways, this is a new Jumpchain that we have. She made a deal with Warris that if you guys want to know what the deal was, feel free to go look at the last episode of Season 1. Because this is a new season, and this is a new world, we're going to be also teaming up, well, not teaming up, but we're going to be kind of partnering with the villains as well. One of the reasons I have Moochie here is so she can kind of keep me on track with everything, kind of build the world with me, and just kind of make sure everything goes smoothly, more or less, because I'm going to go insane with 12 freaking people, 11 at the moment, but 12 people. Well, let's see how this works out. So for now, because I don't have any of the combat built up or anything like that, we're going to be looking at Ron's backstory here. So, Ron, in this world, if you guys have never seen Jumpchain before, go look at our first, season. Look at our first season, first volume, Pokemon Jumpchain. It'll give you a basic idea. But essentially, Jumpchain's a god. She throws people into new worlds, and we're following Ron for the most part, because he's technically the only character who stayed the same. We'll explain that as well in further points.
To an extent. Because last season's Ron was a bit of a loose cannon. This Ron has a purpose now. He has a goal.
Yeah, I like it. Alright, so, Jumpchain, you walk through the gates of the universe, I guess. It literally was just a portal to another plane of existence, but it's like the gates of the universe. We'll call it that because it sounds cool. With Lilith in your arms, and then she wasn't. Well, technically, you traversed space and time and existence, flew into another being's, skull, started living their life with them, watching their things. The human brain can't really keep this in its mind, so it's like a flash show of universes of their lives, and until eventually you pop up in the middle of town square, which let me turn you to this other map, which is also pretty big, but we're going to ignore that for now. I have another map which I would have used, but my other computer doesn't have Discord at the moment, so.
Wow.
Boop. I know, it's a very pretty map. Let me shrink you a little bit. There you go. Alright.
Almost
Okay,
fooled
so-
me into thinking it was a street shot view, but
I know, right?
What, y'all don't use Google Street View for your campaigns?
is this?
This is not. This was, at least I don't think it was. I grabbed this from online, but I believe it's a generated map. Not generated, but a created map. But it might be a Google Street View. It might. I'm not entirely sure. But I like it. But yeah, so Ron, you get just smack down in the middle of this area. Moochie, do they have cars in My Hero Academia?
Is
Yes,
Ron
they
still
do.
on here?
Okay.
Yeah.
cool.
We've got trains. Do you remember? Don't you
Oh.
remember the opening
Dude,
episode?
they live in a modern world.
Hello.
Basically.
Hello.
Okay.
You're not here now. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. My internet just really shot the sheets right now.
Oh.
God damn.
Yeah, I know that
It's
feeling.
a modern.
I was afraid it was gonna stay off for another 2 hours again.
Oof, I know that feeling. But anyways, so, yeah. So you get smacked down in the middle of this thing, literally in the middle of the street, which is not a good place to be. You're literally walking
I don't
along
see
the sidewalk.
I
Crosswalk.
don't see anything, just a dark void.
Because your internet is crapping itself. God damn it. I forgot those does. I have to translate to other people's screens. Moochie, take a screenshot and post it into the syndicate, not into the villains
Let me see if I can
Vigilantes
refresh
chat.
and if it'll fix it.
Yeah, I'll fix it, or Moochie will send a picture and you'll be able to see it. Anyways, regardless, you land in the middle of a
Okay,
crosswalk.
yeah, there it is.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, now
No.
it's
So you land in the middle of a crosswalk, literally in the middle of the street. You have like 4 cars like slamming their horns at you. Like one dude who looks like a fish leaning out the window and be like, "Move out the way!" You don't know how he's.
Fly.
Yeah. You don't know how a fish is talking to you, but it's very disorienting.
Sorry, my bad. He just runs over to the sidewalk. All right, better get a scope of things. God damn it, this isn't my body.
You do look like a normal teenager, honestly. You don't even have your epic clothes and shit. You just have you.
But
Let's
he can
see.
tell right away this isn't him.
Oh, yeah.
God
Yeah,
damn
yeah.
it.
Most
What
definitely.
are you up to now? Wait, this is my hero. You there? My good sir.
Yes. A weird dude wearing a business suit walks up to you. Yes, sir.
Can you tell me where I can get myself checked to see if I have a quirk?
Checked? How do you mean, sir? You either do or don't.
Well, because you see, some quirks can be hidden and you don't know about them until specific times. So
Well, sir, the only one I would know that would be able to do that is a man inside of Mugen Academy up to the north. It is a prestigious academy which you unfortunately do need to get a little bit of time to get in there, but it's a prestigious academy which takes in the quirkless. He gestures to you. You feel like that should be an insult, but you just take it as it is. But there is a man in there named Muchi. Give me the name. Iku, I think. Is it Iku?
Dude, which one? The rich boy or the seeing boy?
Yeah, it's the seeing boy.
Yeah, that's Iku.
Yeah, Iku. There's a man in there named Iku. Insert last name here, I don't know.
I swear. I
Richie,
can't
what's the last name?
remember.
Look at our tags. Anyways, Iku, last name I don't know. I don't know names very well, guys. I apologize. That's why I have Muchi here, but she fails at it too. Iku something.
I mean,
Fuisawa, I think? Something like that? Go with that for now.
So-
Iku
Yeah,
Fuisawa.
so
I'm
that place has to
kinda-
be checked for quirk, right?
Yes, the
got
man
it.
in there...
It's, Iku
What?
Furusawa.
Hey, yeah, that's right. Yes, the businessman looks at it again and says, yes, sir. Inside of Mugen Academy is Iku Fuisawa, the main person who you talk to about quirk-related things. His quirk is very special. It allows him to understand your quirk if you have one. Most people don't use him because they think he's a cheapskate, but he is a man of well-known professions. Why he's living at Mugen Academy, I couldn't tell you. That place is not for the likes of a good man.
Okay, thanks. He zooms off, comes running right back. Where's Mugen Academy?
The man looks at you kind of slightly dumbfounded, and he's just like, you...
Yeah, look, dude, sorry, I'm new to town, kind of just dropped in.
Oh, I see. Well, my personal suggestion to you is, don't. Mugen Academy is a place of degenerates. And it's much better to go to the UA.
Oh? What's wrong
Yes.
with Mugen Academy?
They allow the
Degenerates, you say.
quirkless
Time
to...
to be amongst my people.
They allow the quirkless to fight where only the heroes should. Puts quirkless at a bad space, as it allows them potentiality of dying a very painful death. A school like that should not be allowed to exist, much less
Well, I mean,
continue
it's
to the same
their life.
standards.
To decide to do with it as they please. But, I mean, which one would be better for me to get my quirk tested to see if I have one? Would it be
If you
Mugen,
really
or
need
would
to
it-
check your quirk, he looks at you, you kind of down his nose, almost like that smug look. Then you won't go to Mugen Academy, but I don't think you'll need to.
So, just tell me where. Fine, then tell me where's Mugen Academy.
He pulls out his phone. They have phones, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Modern area. He pulls out his smartphone of sorts, and he points out Mugen Academy up to you, which is right up here. And he says, "You'll find it there, sir. Although what you'll get from there might not be what you're looking for.
Well, better. Well, it's better there than anywhere else, I guess. Thank you.
He
And starts
shrugs.
heading off to the north.
Your fate is your own.
I should know that.
He looks at you curiously for a moment, but yeah. Let's see. I'm going to remove these pictures because they shouldn't be here. No, stop it. So you get to Mugen Academy, and if my mouse would stop double clicking, that would be fantastic. So you get to Mugen Academy, which you're able to move up there if you wish. And as you get there, you see the doors are in fact barred, like normal doors.
Huh.
But you do see a man standing there. He looks like a bullhead shark, or no, hammerhead shark. And he looks very angry and like he will kill you if you talk to him.
Yo, my good dude, how's it been? How do you get in?
The shark man looks at you and with a very gruff voice. He says, "If you wish to come in here, entrance exams are needed, unless you're looking for professional guidance, or you're willing to kill yourself. Depends."
Well, I'm more looking to get myself tested for a quirk, because I don't know if I have one, because I don't know if I can access it.
He looks at you with a very confused face. Everyone you've said this to seems to be very confused at you. He's like, "You don't know your own quirk?"
I mean, did you know your quirk when you were little?
"I grew into my quirk." He points to his shark head.
Excellent point. Besides, my quirk might be hidden, and I need to do something to unlock it. I heard there was a guy that could pull out quirks here. Kind of want to try to be a hero, you know?
he just kind of looks you over for a second. Mind you, you still look like a typical high school student. He's like, "You wish to be a hero?"
Yeah. Doesn't everybody here? And he strikes a dramatic pose.
He walks over to you, puts his gigantic fish hand on your shoulder, which easily covers your entire shoulder, most of your bicep, almost down to your elbow, and says to you, "You are a good man." He pats you on the back. "Heroes should be of all kinds, shapes, and sorts. A hero should never ever bow down to the undertakings of which they do not think they need to take." He's very cryptic. You have no idea what he's saying at this point. He's just ranting.
Exactly, I know. That is exactly why I want to become a hero. I want to stop the evildoers and save the people. And besides, who knows, maybe you can save a villain or two along the way. Everybody's worth saving.
Heroes must face many adversaries and many fights and many pains and sufferings. Again, he's not even looking at you at this point. He's just kind of looking to the sun. It kind of burns you, look in the same direction. But he's just staring at the sun, and he's like, "A hero must be triumphant, no matter their size."
Yeah, nice. So he just keeps agreeing with him and saying, "Nah, ooh, nice, yes, oh, I totally agree." As he slips into the school.
Yeah, he's not even looking at you. Muchi, is the first or second one Iku?
What?
Is the first or second picture you sent me Iku?
Oh, the second one, the blue-haired one.
Okie dokie.
I think blue.
You think? All right. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
That fills me with so much
I
confidence.
believe so. The one with glasses.
All right. Thank you. So as you get into Mugen, it's not a very big school. You keep hearing, or at least you have heard from your walk through the school, through the not school, the city at least, that this place pretty much rivals UA. It's obviously on a slightly different area from UA, but it pretty much rivals UA in terms of its power and its skill. And as you go through the school, you don't see many people. You see maybe 3 or 4 students on your way to a classroom, and they're just kind of walking past you, chatting amongst themselves, saying something or another about like how excited they are for some projects that they're taking or such like that. It looks nothing like you expected it to, or had any idea it would look like. It looks like a rundown school of hell.
No, so what Ron was expecting was Xavier's school for mutants. That's
Yeah,
what
pretty
he
much.
was expecting.
High standards, bruh.
He wasn't expecting actual fucking high school.
It pretty much looks like just an average high school. There's some stuff outside that you saw, a couple other buildings for the most part, but it just kind of looks like a average high school. It's
You know, for a superhero
very
school,
disappointing.
this place is pretty average.
I know, right? So, as you keep on walking, you overhear one of the students. They don't even pay you mind. They just assume that if you're in there, you're a student. You overhear one of them saying that they just got out of class with Iku, and he's a very impressive teacher for being able to help them to such a degree.
Excuse me.
Hmm?
He walks up
Yes.
to the one that was talking. Yeah, I'm looking-
Moochie, female president, go. Moochie,
I think Moochie dead.
damn it. It's her time to shine, goddammit. I don't know this character as well as I should.
Hunter unbeknownst to its prey.
Huh?
That's not a hunter unbeknownst to its prey.
I know, right? Alright, well, since Moochie's here, I'm going to do a really piss poor job of being
What?
the person. Oh, there
I'm
you are.
here.
Now we spawn!
I didn't realize I was mute for a moment.
Okay. The president, female president, cute girl. Go.
Oh, Risa?
yeah,
okay.
sure.
Oh, hello.
Yes, I'm looking for that person you were talking about. Isiku?
So, you mean Iku?
Yeah, Iku.
Right.
I need to talk to him about something. He looks around. It's a little personal, you know.
Oh, I understand. You must be new. Well, he's down the hall.
Thank
He
you.
points the way.
Thanks.
Hmm?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And he goes running down the hallway.
As you go down the
Alright.
hallway, you see an open door to a classroom, and you see a sharply dressed man standing there. He seems to be kind of bored, but mostly just filing some books, grading some tests, and just moving them to his side. And seems kind of stiff, honestly.
He goes and knocks on the door.
He turns over to you. Enter.
Alright. So, they tell me that you're the one to talk to about finding out my quirk.
Yes, although I don't recognize you from my classes. Do I have you in class, Mr.
Yeah, about that. I technically don't go to the school. I kind of snuck in.
Interesting. Your quirk could be invisibility. It could be, sticking to
I'm
walls.
pretty sure it's not to go invisible.
Ah.
Otherwise, I would have found that out long ago.
It could be incredible charisma.
Not exactly. I just told the guard that I wanted to be a hero, and then he started going on a tangent, and I was like, yeah, sure, fine, I'll just walk around.
Oh. Yes, shark face. Insert Japanese word of shark face here. It is a very impressionable man. He's a very good bodyguard, but once he came onto a topic of heroes, man never shuts up.
Probably still out there talking about it to whoever will pass by.
Yeah. So, you want to know what your quirk is, do you?
Yeah. You know.
He slides over his desk and looks at you before slowly walking towards you with a manic grin on his face and like cracking his knuckles together. So you all know him.
All of a sudden I feel very uncomfortable.
He laughs and the entire tense atmosphere dies before he puts his hand on your shoulder, closes his eyes for a second, and yeets his hand away. What the Oh, God. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
is something wrong?
Are you by chance touched by... I don't know how to phrase it. Death?
I mean, granted, I may have contacted this a few times.
Right. Mind me never to touch you again. I basically just understood who you are as a fundamental human being. That's my quirk. Oh, Farsight.
Wait,
I understand your
wait,
fundamental
wait.
being and every quirk that you have.
Time out, my friend, time out.
Yeah.
Are you trying to say that you've basically seen all of my life?
No, I don't actually see into your life. I just understand who you are as a fundamental human being. Which is, oddly enough, a good person.
Yeah, I mean, I try. You know, I really try, but I make
Yeah,
dumb
you're also horribly messed up in the head. I don't know exactly what caused you to be this messed up,
Look, all right,
but it's
it
impressive.
wasn't my fault that the motorcycle fell on my head, okay?
He looks at you oddly. Are you sure your quirk isn't thick skull?
I mean, that was a more cartoonish when that happened, but still. I have been known to be a pretty thick-headed, but I don't think that would be my quirk, because wouldn't I have something to indicate that I am thick-skulled? Like having a bigger head or something?
True, I just want you to feel good about yourself. He slips on a glove. You have no quirk. He goes back to, his studies. He's just like, yeah, you have none. Nope.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh.
How can I not?
Oh, sorry.
How can I not have a quirk?
I thought you knew already, considering your age. Yeah. So you see, somehow you don't know this. Are you sure you don't have brain damage? Motorcycle? You know?
Wait a minute. I know for a fact I decided to pick a quirk.
You're yeah, you don't have a quirk, sir. You're see, some part of this population is born without quirks. They're called the quirkless. It's what our school caters towards primarily. Although we have a lot of people with quirks.
Excuse me, my friend. You see, he sees his eyes are starting to twitch. Can you tell me where the stairs to the roof is, please?
Oh yeah, feel free. Just go out the doors, turn to the left, go
Oh, yeah,
down the
yes.
hallway,
Oh,
go
yeah,
to the left, go
You're
upstairs.
quirkless. Oh, how do I get up to a really, really high place? Well, that doesn't sound problematic at all.
Alright.
That's fine. He doesn't care. He's not his student. Come on.
Thanks.
Seriously though.
This man is a dick.
He's just like, oh yeah, go out the door, go to the left, go up the stairs. You'll find the entrance to the door in no
Guy.
time. All right, goodbye.
Thank you.
He just turns around again and starts filing his papers. Man, what a strange fellow.
I turn around and head up to the stairs, head up to the roof. I hope you have a roof.
There is shockingly a roof. It's about a 2-floor building, and then there's a roof on there. Kind of like most
So
places.
he gets
The
up
roof is
to the
fenced.
and yep. He's standing near. He's just standing up there. He's like, Jumpchain! Everyone in the entire city could just hear it being yelled out.
Actually, Sin, I got a question now that I
Yes.
think about it. Has my character actually met Jumpchain?
Your character,
Oh, the one he's playing right now.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have, because you know, character breaker.
Yeah, I don't think you would have. I think she would have
Exactly.
dropped you
Exactly.
into your...
I don't have a goddamn clue what a Jumpchain is, because I was hoping I'd be like, oh, hey, that sounds like a familiar scream, but no, it literally doesn't. Okay.
You just hear someone screaming.
Just look, like, in the great distance, a zipper man looks to the sky. Relatable.
You do hear something in your head, though, Ron. It's...
Here now!
You do hear something in your head, Ron. It's... Ha ha ha. Suck it, hero.
I will get you for this.
You hear the door opening behind you to see Iku once again. He's like, "Oh, by the way, sir, I decided to look into you because well, you basically made me feel like I killed somebody, and it was uncomfortable. I wanted to make sure you weren't a villain who was in here trying to kill people.
Killing myself. Don't worry, I do not plan on killing myself. Hey, look,
Oh,
this guy.
I wasn't worried about that in the slightest. In fact, I can open these gates for you if you want to try, but yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh please! If I did try, I wouldn't. It wouldn't even succeed anyways. I'm all very, very hard to kill.
For a man with no quirk, you are fearless. Anyways, he hands you a what looks to be a virtual card almost. It's like a letter, but virtual. He gives it to you. He's like, "Here is your stay of residency. Apparently, you have a whole apartment somewhere over in there, and something next to it. I don't know what exactly it was. It was a unmarked plot of land. It was kind of odd, but yeah, you have fun with it, whoever you may be. Just don't come around here again, please. You might spook the fear of death into my students, and makes it very difficult to train people when they want to jump off this very roof. You know?
Tell me something. What is UA like?
UA, he looks over in the distance, which you can see
It's like a place that you'll never visit.
Yeah, you see a massive building over on, roughly over here-ish. It looks like a giant U and A with like a giant layers of U and A on the building. He's like, it looks like that. Yeah, it's full of competent heroes. You can hear the air quotes even if you didn't make them.
Competent heroes, huh? Like
yes.
All Might?
All Might teaches there. He's not technically a hero right now. He stepped down in order to teach. He's no longer the number one hero either. That would be Endeavor. I thought you knew. This was on the news like a week ago, man. Are you living under a rock?
No, just well above it.
Technically, technically I come out of town. Okay, I'm from out of state.
Out of state.
Foreigners. He just turns around and closes the door.
Gaijin.
Gaijin.
Well, at least I still feel my flexibility on me. Oh, hey, there's that gate he was talking about. Let's see, what street is this thing on? All right, that'll do good. He gets himself poised and he starts free running his way over to his.
God.
His
bouncy off roofs and shit all the way over there.
Yeah, just jumping and running.
You're probably right about. We're gonna put you right there, which is quite a distance.
Yeah.
All right. While you do that and you start learning a little bit more about your person and whatnot, a few weeks pass or so, few months ish.
Yeah, a few. I would say like about roughly 5 months. Give him enough time to figure out what he's doing and stuff.
Something like that. Yeah, a little bit of time passes. Yeah, a little bit of time passes. You learn you have an entire armory at your disposal. Most of it is horrifying, deadly weapons of deadliness, including grenades, rocket launchers, couple machine guns in there, no ammo, oddly enough, and a couple of rifles, and pistols, and smoke bombs, and gas bombs, and other bombs, and lethal bombs, and... Huh?
Did he steal my inventory?
No, he has his own.
I got this.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's all my stuff.
Yeah, he has his own illegal armory and is full of pretty much the same things you have, which is extremely deadly weapons.
But also I have a warehouse where I can craft, and this is where all of his skills that he has accumulated from season 1 finally get put into use. He crafts himself his quirk.
He basically smelts down most of those weapons into metal.
Yep. A lot of those weapons he just smelted down because he has no need for conventional weapons.
Hey, look, a minigun. All right, in the fire you go.
I can use this metal.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, a couple months pass or so, and you start pretty much becoming, you like put a full piece of armor suit on you, you have a bunch of other random crap on you, you have a bunch of different weapons more or less that aren't technically lethal, except for, of course, your sword's laser beam.
within his armor, is a bunch of circuits and gizmos. Particularly one he's more fond of, a 0G device in a sense. He can
Ooh.
manipulate the gravity around a particular object.
Oh, sounds like someone stole my. I almost said quirk. Semblance.
But it's not exactly the same as that.
It's kind of like
This
the
is
pole gun.
more- Yeah, something.
Just kind of lifting up a small area in front of you.
Well,
But anyways.
actually, I think you're thinking of the gravity gun from Half-Life. It's sort of
Oh, I
like
might be.
that,
Might
but
be both.
limited to what he can actually physically lift. Like, say, a car, he could stop it from moving, but he couldn't move it.
Alright, and yeah, so after those 5 months, you start crafting anything, you start training with your stuff, you start learning basically how to use a non-quirk as a quirk, more or less. And you start being a vigilante. And this, I believe, is where we...
It's illegal.
Sorry, my throat died there. Is where we're going to be transitioning to somebody else, which I don't know who would be the best candidate for switching to. Sophia, I know that you have a little bit that ties into vigilante work-ish.
What about the new girl? Why don't we
Yeah,
just
we could go with
start
Ikea.
Oh
Ikea?
God! Don't do this to me.
Ikea?
You're the
I-
new one. You have to be put on the
Ikea?
spot. All
I'll
right.
go with Ikea.
Yeah.
Ikea? Ikea. There you go. Not
Ikea.
Ikea, but Ikea.
Ikea.
Okay, Ikea. I don't
Ikea.
quite know your backstory as well as I should, so enthrall us. Well, let me look at your sheet. I don't think we discussed your
So,
MHA backstory, actually, did we?
A little bit we did. Not very
Okay.
much.
If you
Just a
wanna
tiny
go
bit.
into detail about it now. Now's the time.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, right, I remember, because your quirk marriage. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it was 4:30 in the morning when we discussed it last.
I know, right?
So-
It was so late at night. A lot of this stuff is us just kind of working with things right now. So viewers if we do apologize for us. Oh, by the way, Shark Dude
So-
is going to be called Umiku.
Shark dude?
Yes, the
With a
bodyguard
stick
guy.
guard?
Yeah, the bodyguard guy. His name is
What did you name
Umiku.
him?
Moochie, am I saying that right? Umiku?
Miku?
I'm
Can you
prob-
spell it?
It's the one you sent me, Lightfish. Umiku.
What?
It's in our
What?
chat. It's literally the last thing you sent me. Lightfish.
Oh, wait,
Jesus
no, that's the
Christ.
other person. Wait, what are you talking about? That's not the shark boy's name.
okay. Oh, that makes so much more sense
You're
now.
exposing one of my characters.
They don't know them yet.
Really,
It's
bro.
fine. Anyways,
I'm
Shark
gonna
Dude's
find a
gonna be
shark
named
boy.
Sharkface.
Alright,
Won't give
I'm
him
gonna
an
find
English
it.
name.
Just
No, fine.
straight
You
up
find
call it
Sharkface. Who cares? But yeah.
Shark
So
bait. Haha.
you let's
Stop
see. I believe if I remember correctly, you were raised in a pretty bad household, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was raised in a kind of bad household, and I come from a quark marriage, so that means I have technically 2 quirks, and that also means that I had been forced to train with both quirks since they
Mhm.
found out that I had them.
Which means you have a slightly higher skill with them, if I remember correctly.
Yes. I
Probably. Yeah. Which we'll get into what those things are at some point in the future. But anyway, so you grew up in a kind of bad household and whatnot. They were really pressuring you to go UA because your skills are better than most people because they basically beat you into submission to doing better than everyone else for most of your life. So you're very much so used to just kind of being the punching bag to being better. Which kind of sucks,
I
but...
did go to UA for a little bit, but
Oh,
then
right,
I
right.
transferred over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for the most part, you went to UA, you started training there for a little bit, but a lot of UA, well, not a lot of UA, but some UA were seen as, they didn't like Quirkless as much as they did Quark, because Quirkless just generally are not as good as Quark people in most combat situations, or in most other situations, simply because They don't have a superpower. Oh, Samikawa. Samikawa. There we go. Samikawa. Shut up.
You hurt my soul. You really hurt me.
Anyways, so yeah, you kind of went to UA for a little bit, and then you were transferred over to Mugen, more or less. Did you do anything in between the transfer? Because obviously you had to like move from this island, more or less, to this island. So did you spend any time doing anything? You probably have your own place, more or less.
Yeah,
Probably
so I
dormitory.
spent time studying heroes that resided in this area and updating my hero journal with all the new heroes in the area. And,
Which is quite a few.
Yeah. And then I basically just studied about them and learned everything that I would need in order to become successful at Mugen.
Nice, nice. All right, so your backstory is mainly you just studied a crap ton, because you're very good at that.
About all the heroes in the area.
Yep. By the way, this is what her picture looks like. It's a little bit pixelated because the way I had to do it, so I do apologize for that. But this is her own drawing as well, and it looks beautiful. But yeah, this is
I
her
didn't
token.
draw it, I just colored it. I got the picture off of Google.
Oh, did you? Okay. She colored it, which is still goddamn good coloring. Seriously.
It's effort.
It's less effort than drawing.
It's good effort.
I even colors though.
Right, so while you kept hearing tales, more or less, of a you would not call them properly a vigilante, but of someone who keeps wrecking buildings. That's the main. It keeps wrecking buildings. Sometimes saves people from evil people.
If they're bad buildings, then that's a vigilante. Like, I mean, have you seen how frequently this floor keeps bullying me? All of the furniture keeps attacking my freaking pinky toe. It's clearly evil.
Yeah, fair point. But yeah, the main thing you hear over the main thing you hear over several main thing you hear over several months is very simply very loud noises outside your place, some sirens, many explosions, and TV reports of a person in full metal armor. Well, not full metal, but basically Ron's picture right here.
Full Metal Alchemist.
And blue metal armor.
And
basically,
that
just-
armor right there, blue metal armor, more or less, kind of destroying buildings. You also notice that they don't often talk about him actually saving people, but sometimes they do, and usually it's overshadowed by other heroes coming in and saving him instead. But yeah, mostly you just hear tales of him throwing laser beams into buildings, and the buildings falling. A lot of collateral damage. He does save people, though. Most of the time. Sometimes. Every now and again.
Cool.
They're-
So stay far away from this character. Got it.
Pretty much, pretty much. There are a couple of pictures of him that keep popping up every now and again, but yeah. They're quite often. And yeah, that's just basically you get shoved into your body from Jumpchain, who just is like, waboosh, as he gets shoved into this body, a person who actively studies fucking constantly about who knows what. Your previous 50 years of jumping experience has kind of led you to kind of go with the flow for a little bit. So you're just kind of going with it, learning everything, kind of melding into the mind, more or less. And with that, we're going to transition to what Megan's character has been doing for most of her life, which is a really pretty character. On.
Yeah. I think I was thinking of maybe changing up how she lived in this, or at least grew up in this place, which would, I don't know if it would work with your Jumpchain, but basically it's a reincarnation idea of isekai, which, you know, having memories or vague interpretations of who you were before and then being born into this new place.
Yeah,
And
pretty
so
much.
I was thinking of her being in this world for her whole 14 years of being alive, but having memories of other escapades. She is not the same person as the one that had went with all of these people in the previous season. She is actually an alternate version of Robin, who was not with these people, but did the same jumps. So,
real quick,
doesn't
sorry to
know.
pause you here. I'm going to pause the video. But okay, so we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I had to deal with a spider problem, and it was spoopy. It was Mr. Spoops. But okay, so we are back here. Sorry, I had to interrupt.
Me and my dad screamed like a girl.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was today
Okay.
or yesterday, but oh, there was a dead spider on the floor, and just the dead body scared the living daylights out of us.
Oh my god, I hate those things. But anyway, so Megan, yeah, so your character has kind of been living through her life more or less as kind of like a irregular MHA person, but then as you keep going near point to where technically you spawn, you get flashes or memories of things that you could not possibly have done, but inside of different worlds, inside of different multi-universal Robin, essentially. Which is a really cool concept to me. But yeah, so what have you been doing?
She's been basically living with her foster parents, who are Japanese. She took on their last name, Mononobe, but she has a British look to her, so she kept her given name that they had at the foster or the orphanage, I guess, and then moved to foster, which Sophina.
Yep.
So she was living at first, I think, because are they living in dorms now?
They will be once you guys do your entrance exams.
Right now, we're all living probably in houses or in apartments.
All right. Well, she's living with her foster parents, who are more like grandparents. They are very senile and have grown to have intense what is it called, difficulty with memory.
Yeah.
And
Alzheimer's?
Oh, how do I not know?
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, Alzheimer's. There
and so Alzheimer's. So they forget who she is, or they misremember her as their own daughter, who looks very close to her, but there is no blood relation between them. Anyway, because of the quirk that she had found herself to have, being bullied in the foster system and whatever children do these days when they're so young, that she can turn into a demonic beast. And because of that, it has ruined her relation with the neighborhood as being, evil, or something like that. And so she's tried to rectify that image by malnourishing herself and making herself weak, mostly physically, so that they don't think that she is a problem. And then she also figured out eventually that she also knows portals. But she has abilities to use portals, not when she's in the bestial form, but there's that, so she could use that to run away. But she hasn't shown anybody that she can do that, as she uses it to escape. So yeah, now she's going to try to go to the academy, so that she can start being a hero that she wants to be, because everyone is telling her that she's going to end up being a villain.
I think you also got that concept a little bit from the church thing too.
Church?
Yeah, you said like she went to church and kind of found herself more or less.
I might be in there. Oh yeah, she went to church to ask to
the priest, the father. I don't know what that terms
priest
are.
or father, and she found some type of goal, which is to try and be a better person, or be the person that she wants to be.
As he basically told you, was like, if you wish to not be seen as evil by everyone around you, put yourself in a more positive light, which translate to you as go be a hero.
Be a hero,
essentially. Which is a Very nice thought. Okay, so yeah, you basically spend, most of your life kind of getting the living crap kicked out of you by other kids or other teenagers, possibly having eaten someone with your monster or just horribly maimed somebody. You're not quite sure. When we turn to monster, things get a little bit fuzzy, and people don't talk to you enough to let you info on what happened when you were monstrous. But you do know that it mostly comes out when you are terrified of something or someone. So you tend to try to keep that kind of in check. Which, since you look malnourished, no one really bothers you much, which means you don't get scared very often. Because you don't look mean enough to get, beat the crap out of at this point. And so you eventually start kind of traveling to Mugen Academy, filling out the paperwork, and waiting for the entrance exam to open up. Every, I think 6 months or so, they have a new entrance exam for new people, usually fitted to the people who are there, who want to join. So once you file the paperwork, they kind of take that into consideration of what they want the entrance exam to be. Kind of similar to how UA is most of the time, but with usual differences. And so you're basically just waiting for that to open up and trying not to be seen as a target by 90% of the world. And you also hear about Ron's escapades, and primarily, you don't want to get over there because he's going to beat the crap out of you with lasers if you are. That's your thought process, I assume, anyways.
Is he going after bad people? Is my thought process, he might think that I'm bad, so I had to stay away.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense for her to think. Because he is literally going after things like drug lords, petty thieveries,
If he saw... Yeah, if he saw what I would turn into and not listen to what I'd have to say, which would be her immediate fear, then she would probably die.
Which everyone else has done already, so, it's reasonable that she would think that.
And so, you try to kind of try to keep out of Ron's way in any way, shape, or form. Trying to keep up on media and such, make sure no matter where you go, you don't cross paths with him, because that's terrifying to you. Would you and Yuki's character have met at any point in time?
We never discussed it, but that's up to her.
I think we probably would have, considering how close one of my quirks is to hers. So I think we probably would have become friends.
I mean, yeah.
Or they would have probably known each other, because you two seem like you would both be aristocratic in nature. Because of your parents.
Did you attend one of the parties, the hostess parties that
probably.
we have to do?
Yeah. You guys probably could have attended the same, more or less kind of higher-ish class of party. And kind of avoided Ron as hard as possible, so keeping out of the slums would be.
We might both be afraid of Ron, or the character, the vigilante.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, vigilantes are kind of scary.
I would just be like, he's an idiot for destroying the town.
And that's what everyone has just come to call him, the vigilante.
Yeah. And then I'd be like, shh, don't talk about him so loudly. He might be around here.
That's beautiful. All right, so you two have met each other a little bit. You two both filed the paperwork to get into Mugen. Of course, the entrance exam is there just in case, people have to. So even Yuki's character has to get in there, even though she transferred, just so they know her relative skill and, she isn't faking it or anything. Which, oddly enough, they have had a couple of occasions of that. And so now we look at the final one, well, for now, which is Corin's character. Corin, I know you like to be a little bit secretive about some of your stuff, so if you like to kind of give us a base of what you want to give.
All right. So full disclosure, I wasn't listening to a lot of what was going on there, because my connection is a little wonky, and sometimes you turn into robots.
I mean, you could literally just walk out your door or wherever it is you are, go to Sin's room and listen in that way.
Sin, have you been roboting people by accident?
Nope.
Seriously, it's just me?
Yep.
I mean, he goes a little bit robot-y sometimes,
but it's
but it's not that bad.
But
it's not bad at all.
It's not too bad.
Alright, well, the
Good, bring your
main
heads up
gist
here.
of what is currently being known is that my character is going to be attending Ad Mugen. I'm pretty sure the majority of my stuff is going to be mostly kept secret-ish. But yeah, I'm going to walk in order to be like, alright, God, hold up. So, who do I need to interact with around here in order to figure out how the hell I'm going to end up being taken into the academy?
That would primarily be people actually near Mugen. Usually, you have to file paperwork for the relative schools around you, or other places of that sort. Usually by contacting people, usually online, or sometimes in person if you can catch them. But yeah.
Walking in with a briefcase, I've got all the appropriate paperwork filed in paper, of course, right over here. I just need to know who to talk to. I tried going to UA, but apparently I'm not. My quirk isn't good enough for them or something.
You walking into Mugen?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking to a shark dude whose name is Samikawa. 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 There we go.
Kawaii.
I am getting it. Don't worry.
Type it out, please, Mochi.
Samikawa.
It's in the chat, Meg.
Yeah,
It's
it's in the
literally
roll
the
20.
chat. Oh my god.
It's a
Samikawa.
pleasure meeting you, Samikawa. I've just got
Why,
a couple
hello
of
there.
technical questions. Who do I turn in
Yes,
all this
sir.
paperwork for in order to actually start attending at the academy around here? I tried signing up for UA, but apparently I'm not cool enough, so you know how it is.
Yes, the UA Academy with their all-star heroes and their glorious powers. He appears to be about to get onto a rant again about heroes.
Yeah. See, my quirk has some very interesting uses. Just to give an example, for example, here, could you hold out your forearm for me?
Sure. He reaches out his arm, which is about the same size as half your torso.
Yeah. So I'm gonna unzip his forearm and start pulling out a couple of the paperwork from my briefcase through it. As you can see, I'm able to create little portal bits, which is super useful, very, very helpful for a support hero, but I'm not looking to be a support hero. No, I wanted to be A-class, and they were all like, no, you're not A-class material, pleb. So I came here instead, because fuck them.
He looks at his arm with genuine horror.
Oh, right. I zip his arm back closed. Sorry about that. I understand that is a little confusing to most people who see it for the first time.
I just don't like see him put his head in his hands for a second. Alright. I don't know what you just did, and I'm going to forget what exactly you just did, whatever it may have been. So,
sir,
to
I
get your
don't
paperwork,
suggest
sir.
forgetting it. I plan on making quite the name for myself, and you're going to want to be you're going to want to be able to point at this little man here and say, I met this man before they started selling trading cards of him.
So
He just kind of looks at you with a blank look.
Do they not sell trading cards of heroes anymore?
Oh, they do. He starts reaching into his back pocket.
Excellent.
Oh, they
In the
do.
meantime,
They say
could you
I've won
direct me to
Endeavor.
where I
all
need
my...
to turn in all of my
Oh,
paperwork.
right. Sorry. Yeah, if you just give me your paperwork, I'll be sure to bring it inside. Be sure to get to the proper authorities. Our president.
I couldn't possibly imagine being such a bother to you. If you just tell me where to walk it, so I'll make sure to hand it to whoever runs this place. I just need to know where he is.
You're such a nice person. Trying to make it so I'd be generous with my time. Oh. I have a duty to remain here, and I will. Sir, you may go on inside and go ahead and meet with our presidents.
Oh, right. Happy to hear it. By the way, did you notice that my character does have the silver tongue quirk? Perk.
I did not, but yeah, he's
Yeah,
just.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Fortunately, I know
banking
how to roll
system,
my hat.
or?
Sounds like you do.
At least I think I might have it banked. But more important than that, as I'm
Mhm.
going forward, I know that I have disarming disposition though, so there's that.
Yeah.
Of course, I'll head right back there. I'll turn into the paperwork. You keep doing what you're doing. Being here to greet new folk as they walk in. It's say thankless, but excellent job.
He nods to you with a very solemn nod. You, sir, understand me to a point that very few have gotten. I appreciate you, sir. Wherever your name may have been, I don't recall.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk past them and go straight forward, Confidence exuded from my every movement because nobody questions a confident man walking through a building with a briefcase.
Why is this man so confident?
You pass a couple of people. You once again pass the president girl, who we don't have a picture for at the moment, so I can't really describe what she looks like, but one day.
Hey there, I'm looking for the individual that I need to speak with to turn in this paperwork. I don't suppose you'd be able to help me out here.
Muchi. Muchi.
Muchi,
You're still muted. Yeah, you're still muted.
You're muted.
Just in case you forgot you're muted earlier, you're definitely still muted. I don't think she's there.
No, I think she's dead, guys.
Yeah. All right, cool. So she looks at you with a smile, and she's like, "Oh, hello. Yes, for the paperwork that you have, that would go directly to the principal of the Mugen Academy."
Of course. Just point me in the right direction, miss.
I don't quite remember her name, honestly.
Mochi, we need your help.
Mochi, we need you. Risa?
Risa?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's Risa.
Yeah, she's like, my name is
I
Risa.
am here, sorry.
Hey, there's the Mochi. Mochi, he's asking Risa where the president is.
Oh, another student. Well, he's down by the hall, blah, blah. Stuttering, sorry.
I don't suppose you could possibly show me. I'm very new to this location. I've actually only just come into town, so if you could provide any form of assistance, that would be absolutely lovely.
Oh, of course, I do have free time. I can lead you the way.
Thank you so much. Any
As you're
information
walking...
anything important to know about this area, about the surrounding area, of course, but primarily the academy. I was thinking about attending UA, but they happen to have certain preferences when it comes to the caliber of quirk, you could say, so I chose this place instead.
Well, you picked the right place. I did apply for UA before, but it apparently didn't fit for me.
Such seems to be the case of many with very good quirks that unfortunately aren't as marketable or as profitable.
May I ask, what is your quirk?
Oh, just a simple little thing. Zippers would be the accurate way to put it, but for example, you see my briefcase. Would you mind showing me your firearm real quick?
Of course. She kind of hesitantly shows her forearm.
I unzip the forearm and say, and as you can see, if you just go ahead and reach your hand into your forearm now for me.
Okay. Oh, bless you. Risa reaches into her arm.
You can feel the papers rustling around and even hear it from coming out of the briefcase.
Oh dear. Oh, interesting quirk indeed.
Yes, it's very, very capable, but unfortunately, it's not flashy enough. So, a couple of people, they just don't think it's the right fit for UA. But I think that there's an excellent place for it around here. Don't you? I undo the zipper.
Of course. Yeah. Your quirk is actually a hero's... what do you call it? Oh, gosh. English. It's a fit for a hero. There you go.
Thank you so much. Do you happen to have a quirk?
Oh, yes. My quirk is X-ray. I can see through things by layer.
Very interesting. Hopefully used in only the best circumstances. I can imagine that there's some instances where you could use it for less than excellent things. I admit the temptation to look at a stack of papers to see the answers of fellow students it'd be a strong temptation.
Oh, it is. It is. But luckily, I'm pretty smart.
Of course. Well, glad to hear it. I can see how that wouldn't be a quirk that UA might want to be advertising on their billboards, but the ability to see through an object or through objects could be incredibly helpful inside of reconnaissance operations. I'm sure that you'll end up being a valuable asset to whatever hero association you find yourself allied with.
Oh, you see Risa very flattered by what you just said, and she just kind of like puts her like pointer fingers together and just like, oh, thank you.
Now, is this the area you were talking about with Mr. President?
All right. Here it is. She points to the door.
All right. Thank you very much. By the way, oh shoot, do I need a name? I need a W name that's Japanesey, which is not a. Wazashi?
Tadashi?
Wakazashi.
Wakazashi.
I'm not naming myself Sword.
You should definitely go with sword.
What's the Japanese word for sheath?
For
Not
what?
Something with
Sheath.
W.
I don't know W Japanese names.
Again, you know what? The name's
Hold on,
Wamu.
I got it. Give me just 1 second.
Wamu?
Oh, no! Oh, no,
Yeah. Just name yourself Wam. No, name yourself Wam.
Just do Watsumaru.
That
What's the
feels
matter?
too long.
How about Washu?
Mushu.
Mushu.
Washu.
Washu.
What about Waka?
Waka waka waka.
Waka.
Waka waka waka.
What about Watto? I don't know.
Joaquin.
Oh,
Joaquin.
Waki. Yeah, Waki's a cute name. Yeah.
Wada. Wadai.
See, what's...
Wadai
I
is
think I'm
cool.
gonna go with Washi, then.
Washi, alright.
Washi?
Yeah.
Washi.
If I recall correctly, I think that means eagle. But I could be wrong and it means something dumb and silly, so I'm gonna go with it, especially if it's dumb and silly.
Alright, cool. So as you step through the doors, you see a man standing there. Well, sitting there on his chair, kind of working things. Imagine this is just a principal office, but, you know,
I'm gonna
don't have
walk
to picture
in
it.
all confident-like and slightly jostle the briefcase in order to definitively declare my approach.
He looks up to you.
Salutations there. Hello, I'm
Oh,
a
welcome,
potential
welcome.
student. You're
Potential
the
student.
president of this place, huh?
Yes. My name is, Dokua, I think? Which is how you
Doka.
say it?
Doka.
Doka.
My name is Doka.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Doka. I'm here to turn in some paperwork, maybe figure out some certain information about the surrounding area and about the faculty of this esteemed academy.
Mhm.
I was originally planning on attending UA, but as you can imagine, there are many folk who find themselves turned away from such a place due to not being marketable enough.
Aye, that is why I created this school. My father was in fact a student at UA, and now well, unfortunately he passed away due to circumstances, but he used to be a well-known hero and used to fight for justice. And that's where I got many of my ideals from. Unfortunately, I do not have the quirk to back up those ideals, so instead I made a school where those who have quirks or do not can also fulfill their own potentials.
Well, the quirkless compose approximately 20% of the population, as I recall. If you suddenly pulled all of them out, you'd find too many positions far too open. As it is, at least now, being quirkless is certainly still leaves room to be an exceptional member of society like yourself.
Aye. Unfortunately, many do not see it that way. With the, with Endeavor being the lead hero now, heroes are not seen as pride as they were before, and quirkless are slowly ranking up, but
Might I
they're
have
still
permission
beat
to
down.
speak openly for a moment, sir?
You may.
Endeavor can suck a fat cock. I don't care. He's a bit of a dick, isn't he?
Yes,
God.
my father said many of the same words as you do now, although much worse.
Sounds like a reasonable man and one that I would have enjoyed the company of.
He was a good man indeed. Many would say he's brutal, or was brutal, but he was a good man. He enjoyed his family, and he enjoyed taking care of those who could not take care of themselves. And that is what I wish for this academy.
Yet more you make him sound like a very personable individual. But in the meantime, I'm afraid that I must cut to business. I set down the briefcase and pop it open. As you can see, I've handled the vast majority of the paperwork. Due to certain issues, I wasn't able to turn in the majority of it online, instead relying on more, dare I say, archaic methods of hand signing 100 papers. You can imagine the cramping was quite unfortunate.
I can imagine, especially if you do not have a speed quirk, which is what some of the people in UA have. It's why they get paperwork done so fast. He pulls out a pen and gestures you bring the papers towards him.
Of course. I bring it over and set it down. Is there anything about that you need to know about me as an individual? A large amount of it's probably covered in the paperwork, of course, my locale, where I come from, certain information. But if you had any questions or concerns that you wanted to cover before anything else, I'd be happy to allay them.
Does their paperwork include your quirk?
My paperwork does include a general description of my quirk, though I've been informed as of late that there are certain... I believe the word is farsight.
Yes, we have a teacher here who's able to understand quirks. I like to get to know a general basis of my students' quirks before he gets a look at them, however, just in case, he sees something off. He never has so far.
Hearing it from their own words is very valuable. Yes. I would describe mine as being zipper. Do you happen to have a small bouncy ball by any chance?
He reaches into his desk. I think one of my students gifted me this last year. He gives you it. It's a very pretty ball.
Now let's see. How would you say that this is a valuable thing to you? Something that you find very important to yourself?
I deem it as a valuable gift from those who I've trained before. He actually graduated just last year.
I'll pocket it for a moment and then unzip my left hand. Using my right, I'm going to huck it at the wall over there so that it lands there.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to kind of tap the ground to make a zipper there and drop the ball down it so that the ball goes through the hole and then bobs back up. And as I catch it again, I throw it much harder to get it through the hole, to bounce it off that wall and get it bouncing back towards me. Then kind of walk over and pick it up off the floor. The power of zippers is very versatile. It's got some very interesting things. I'm going to reach through and grab my own hand through the portal, reattaching it. Unfortunately, it can be a bit difficult to apply in a very nice-looking sense. When I walked in here, I managed to successfully disturb 2 individuals from this poor academy in showing them how I can do it upon human skin. And as you can imagine, it's not a pretty power.
He starts stamping some of your papers, and he's like, yes, those powers can be ones that one may see as villainous, especially if we use it around the face or the neck. It is a
I can see that,
dangerous
yes.
tool.
I've had some instances where I've had to break up fights in rather unfortunate ways. Fortunately for everyone involved, my power is very easily reversed. All you need to do is slap that arm right back onto the socket and they've got their arm back. But it's very much more of a peacekeeping tool, I found. You can keep a villain from running if you take off their legs, but fortunately for me, I don't have to be bloody about the removal.
Useful. You could be used as a support hero on the front lines rather than one in the back.
Yes. I'm not exactly looking to be a support hero myself. I plan on making a name for myself. The kind of person that they start printing out those foiled, embossed trading cards that you only find once in every 24 packs. That sort of hero.
Well, this is certainly a place you can do. If you work hard, we're going to be having an entrance exam in a few months. If you join that, he gives you your papers back, all of them officially signed. You may, if you complete the entrance exams, record the, grading? No, the, there's a word here. I'm going to call it grading. based on the grading of me, myself, and a couple of my other teachers here, we're going to be grading you on many of your different attributes inside of this exam. And if you manage to succeed in them, then all you have to do is work hard, be truthful, be faithful, and always aspire to make other people happy, and make sure that their lives are so much better than they were before you joined.
Of course, sir. It's a personal goal of mine to leave the world in a better place than when I first stumbled my way into it. So, I imagine that the goals of your academy and my own personal goals will find quite a bit of overlap. In the meantime, you needn't worry for a moment. I have every intention of passing your exams with flying colours. Though, if I might ask, is there anything that you might advise me to be prepared for? For example, is it quite like UA's tendency to sick giant, huge robots on children?
With the powers that we have, we ensure that those who have fighting quirks are put on one team, and those with backup quirks, such as those who have intelligence quirks, or those who have creation quirks, and use them in the backlines, are in a different one. For the ones who are there, you can choose to take that instead, but you do not seem to wish to, and that would be an intelligence exam, allowing you to make quick strategy plans, make sure that you know where everything is, how everything is, and make sure that you can help even if you're in the back. While those who are in the combat exam will be fighting those, as you state, extremely huge robots, but in slightly different variations.
Well, I'm sure I'll be I'm sure I could be a fit in either front line or back line, but if I have the option, I'm probably going to be choosing combat. If only to show off a bit that this power of mine is just as suited on the battlefield as UA thinks it isn't. But
that is, in fact, one of the reasons we have such an exam for the combat units. For if you cannot stand against the big-ass robots, you are not going to be able to stand against even the weakest of villains.
Precisely. You've got to be able... You can't exactly grade a fish on its ability to climb, but if you're swimming, you're calling in a fish regardless. But,
and more importantly, if you cannot save someone from these robots, you cannot save someone from a villain. And that is what makes you a hero.
It depends on what grade, isn't it? Even someone such as myself, untrained, could successfully stop someone as simple as a purse snatcher. But I suppose if I'm seeking to become a professional hero, purse snatchers are going to be the sorts of things that I'm not going to be thinking too heavily on.
Always be sure to help those around you, even if you aren't a hero.
Exactly. Unfortunately, I find myself with a very little, I'm sure that you know all too well, to head out, inform relative I've successfully paperwork, so that I can give being a teenager and enjoying the youth right up until it stops being so.
Well, I wish you best of luck. In about 6 months, you'll see the entrance exam. In about a year and a half, we'll be having our fight against UA, which will be a spectacular battle.
Perhaps. No, well, with all of the paperwork, I know full well the pain of having to sign snipers with too few special quirks to make. Have an excellent afternoon, as well as any subsequent afternoon till next we meet, Mr. President.
He nods to you, and then he leaves.
Boop, boop.
Alright, let me...
Man, I am freaking glad my dude's freaking silver tonguey.
I know, right? Okay, so inside the city, we're back here again. So this is where we're more or less going to end it. You guys spend about 6 months getting used to your new body.
Just a short little moment. Just going to end up, once I leave the academy, I'm just going to pull up the phone. It's like, yes, all of the paperwork is turned in. No, they don't suspect a thing.
Alright, with that, yeah, so you guys are going to spend about 6 months so getting used to your new bodies, getting used to your new brains, essentially, or anything like that. Ron, one thing I do want to mention, which we're going to slightly get more into on the next episode, is that after about those 6 months, a little bit before the entrance exams, I assume you also have been putting in some notice into trying to get into those entrance exams, just because you are, in fact, a vigilante.
Okay, so look, here's how I think it would go. He heard that UA is the place to be if you want to be a hero, so he tried there first. He's already gotten a rep for being the vigilante. He's like, hey, you know, I'm gonna go sign in for UA. Maybe they can train me. Turned him down the moment before he could walk in the door, because you know how they are.
Yeah,
So
no
he's
quirk,
like, you
no
know
inter.
what? Fine, I'll keep doing it myself then, and this is on your head. So he kept going. He's gonna keep going, just being the vigilante.
Oh, so he has no plans on entrancing the entrance exam?
Well, he doesn't necessarily, but I feel like he would probably hear the fighting going on over there and think that something actually is going wrong and comes in to try to help.
Ooh, that could be interesting. Yeah. So about 3-4 months into this adventure, though, the president does meet you actually on the street. Namely, he catches wind of you and, starts trying to find you and strikes up a conversation. The conversation, again, of which we're going to be doing next week. So if you guys are interested in this series, please like, comment, subscribe. We are, in fact, going to be posting a crap ton of villains here soon as well, so you guys can get caught up on that as well. Hopefully by the time we get to a crossover episode, all you guys will be caught up to everything that's happening, but that's been kind of difficult lately. So we're going to see what we can do. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this series. We're going to get to Warris's character next as well, probably after the entrance exam, because I know he wanted to keep it a little bit secretive-ish. So we'll see what happens with his character and why his name is called Dollhouse. We'll see kind of how the entrance goes there, and I'm very curious to see how you guys are going to fare in the entrance exams. It's not necessarily going to be a ranking system on whether or not you guys can get in there, clearly. Did I? Oh.
It's more, I would think it's more of an evaluation of your skills at the current...
Yep, they're basically going to be ranking you guys based on... Well, I'm going to be ranking you guys based on what you guys do as kind of a friendly game of who's better than who in what circumstance, because I can. But yeah, you guys will all enter in after you do the entrance exam, but I'm very curious on how you guys can apply your different abilities, and specifically how you can hide other abilities to see how you guys can do things. There's in some occasions, using your other abilities might be useful, but it's also very interesting to see whether or not you guys do it. Because again, this entire thing is recorded, more or less for the teachers to look over, view everything. So every inch of that area is recorded. So it's going to be very interesting to see how you guys play around with it. And I'm very, very curious on how you guys are going to be doing the combat. Because it's going to be very fascinating to me. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, please like, comment, subscribe, do all the other fun stuff. And stay tuned for next episode. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Arrivederci.
Bye-bye.